Hello everybody and welcome back to In the Meadow with Kiki. I am so happy to be here and I'm so happy you're here and welcome back to another episode. Well, happy September. It is September 4th. It is the beginning of a new month. End of the summer. We're about to enter fall. The seasons are shifting emotionally, seasonally, in nature. I feel like we are ending a cycle right now and starting a new one, and it's really exciting. And I feel like I'm feeling a lot of emotions, so many things going on in my life right now. Feels like the energy is really picking up, and at the same time, it's also kind of like it's kind of taking a break. At the same time, I don't know, it's a little confusing. I'm feeling great though. I'm feeling really excited, and I am just so excited to sit down with you guys today and have another chat. As always, it's my favorite thing in the world. Doing the podcast now on video is a whole new beast. I know I start every single podcast saying that, but it truly is, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, honestly, the fact that I get to record outside in the meadow under the olive trees is so magical to me, and even though it takes a lot more work to get it all together and make sure the lighting's right and it's the right time of day and all that jazz, it is so worth it. Not to mention just how much my community has exploded on social media. I mean, the fact that I now get to use this content for socials, both for my my Instagram and my TikTok, I'm just being able to find so many more of you guys. Like, so many people are finding the Meadow right now and joining this beautiful community, and I'm just so freaking excited. So I had the best weekend of my life this weekend. I went to a festival with my boyfriend called Echoes. It was in the Sequoia National Forest. It was like a minimal house music event. Very, very small, and I feel like I met my soul people. I just met the most incredible group of people, all international, from all around the world. It's been amazing. Like, it really was such a magical little portal, and I feel like I learned so many lessons and so many downloads, and so I guess today I'm going to just talk about the things that have been in my mind, the lessons that I feel like I learned over this weekend, the downloads, messages, and so without further ado, let's get into it. So I want to start the conversation off with the fact that dreams come before the resources. Let me say that again. Dreams come before the resources. That is such a powerful concept to think about and to really hold on to, because I think that so often we stop ourselves. We stop ourselves in our tracks before we even allow ourselves to begin the dream, because it feels too far out. It feels too complicated. It's like, how the hell am I going to make that happen? You know, so many people don't even let themselves dream, especially dream big, because we just quite simply don't have the resources at our hands. But dreams come before the resources. You cannot wait around until you finally get the right resources to allow yourself to dream, because the vision comes first. You have to visualize something in order for the puzzle pieces to come together for it to actually actualize. And so I want you to really think about that. You know, even when you're at this point in your life now where, say, you are on the path and you are working towards your dreams and you have all these ideas and stuff, dream bigger. You know, how much bigger can you dream? I think that we really need to allow ourselves to reach for the stars. You know, it's like, because you'll fall. What is it saying? You reaching for the stars, and if not, you'll fall in the moon. I forget exactly the saying, but I feel like now that we are entering fall, you know, we're ending summer, we're past halfway through the year. I think that it's a good time to really look at and take account of the things that we're bringing into our lives, the things that we're calling in, the things that we're dreaming about. And where are you playing small? Where in your life are you holding back because of fear or doubt or worry, or just purely not having the belief of something being possible for you? If you're only dreaming in your field, in what you can rationalize to being possible with what you have in your hands, like with the people, the resources, the idea, the infrastructure, the money, you know, it's like, if you're trying to dictate how big you're going to dream because of those factors, you're always going to stay smaller than you deserve to be. You know, dreams are dreams for a reason. They get to stay in the vortex. We don't have to necessarily take action on every single dream that we have in our heart in this now moment, but we got to let them marinate. You know, you got to have them in your mind first, so then in a couple years from now, when you do have all the resources, then you can strike and actually do something about it. I mean, I'm looking at my life right now, and it is just beyond what I could have imagined where I was going to be a couple years ago, you know, and the dreams that I had 4 years ago that I gave up on time and time and time again because it just didn't make sense, because I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the things in front of me in order to make it a reality, it's all beginning to click. And it's clicking effortlessly. It's clicking in ways that I could have never imagined them to. Every single day it feels like I have a new person in my life who gives me a gift or something that like completely revolutionizes what I think is possible for myself. And so I really want you guys to really think on the idea of where am I holding myself back because I don't have the proper resources to make it a reality? Where am I not even allowing myself to dream? Where am I not even allowing myself to open up my mind of possibilities for what is actually out there waiting for me? Remember, your desires are your destiny and they are no accident. It doesn't matter if they're these massive life-achieving dreams or just a dream about where you want to live next year. You know, it doesn't start in the practical, rational, physical, tangible world. It starts in our imagination, and our imagination is limitless. We can think up and create absolutely anything that we want in life. And like, even when it comes to creating things that haven't existed yet or have never been created, that doesn't mean that's off bounds. Like, that doesn't mean that you can't actually, you know, that you can't reach for that. If anything, it's like somebody's going to do it. You know, it's like the things that haven't been created yet, somebody's going to make it. Somebody's going to make it happen. So why can't that be you? And so I want that to lead us into the idea that it gets to be easy. It gets to flow. It gets to move in alignment. Your dream life isn't just the final dream that you accomplish. Your dream life isn't just the pinnacle, like North Star, like massive moment of like, yes, I made it, I'm here. Like, that's not what dreams are about. Dreams are everything from the moment that you visualize it to the moment where you achieve it, to every single step along the way. I'm here to teach all of us how to allow the process and the journey be the dream. You know, it's like when I was thinking about the name for my course, Unlock Your Dream Reality, I remember the initial title was Unlock Your Dreams. And I was thinking about that title a lot, and I really didn't think it made sense because I was like, okay, well, it's so much more than just the final dream that we're trying to accomplish, right? Unlock Your Dream Reality means that you get to unlock not only the vision that's in alignment to what you want to create, the path that you want to create, and the dreams that you want to have happen. Sorry, I said that a little bit off, but it's not only the dreams and the vision, but it's the path along the way that's going to get you, that's also your dream. I want all of us to really take a deep breath in this moment of the year of life. Again, now that the seasons are changing, we're ending a cycle, summer's coming to an end, we're moving into fall. I really want us to just take a deep, deep fucking breath and really sit on and settle into, where am I pushing through a million miles a second, running towards what I want to create in an energy that is hasty and frazzled and scared, you know? Where am I in this energy of like, go, 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 go. I will relax when I get there. I will enjoy once I get there. I'll be able to take a breath when I get there. You know, even if you're really conscious about this kind of work, it's so easy for us to just kind of like, just shake it off and pretend that it's not important. You know, it's like, I think that we get into such a survival mode of like trying to be productive and trying not to drop the ball or not to lose momentum, that we just like go, 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 go. But the sad part about that is that not only are you not in the right energy to be a magnet to what you want to create, you know, because when you're in that like hasty, rushed survival energy, you're not tapped in and tuned into the magic, juicy alignment, magnetic energy that we have access to. But it also just it makes you lose track of all of it. It makes you lose track of why you're doing this in the first place. It makes you lose track of the reason why you started, you know, it makes you lose track of that big picture vision. And it makes you forget that the journey is the fucking destination. Truly. I mean, it's like these sentences that are so cheesy and so just, you know, like, oh, sure, I get it. I know the journey's a destination, whatever, but whatever. I don't care. I want to get there. Let me talk about just an example in my own life with the clothing line that we're launching. The Meadow is the portal, which is so much more than a clothing line, but that is this huge project that I'm working on right now. And it is a daily devotional practice that I have to align myself to my why and why I'm doing this in the first place. Because so often I will catch myself just in this stress and fear and anxiety of like, oh God, like things aren't, moving fast enough, or what if I fuck it up, or what if this isn't the right step, or what if this is not the right direction, or also the energy of just like, okay, I need to get this done as fast as possible. Like I need to figure out how to make this happen as quickly as I can so I can speed through it, so I can have my launch and I can get over like all the little steps in between. And this weekend specifically, like one of the massive lessons that I really resonated with this weekend as I was dancing in the Sequoia National Forest with beautiful music and great people and a little bit of psychedelics. But truly, the message that I got was just slow down and enjoy this, Kiki. Enjoy the emails that you're sending to your manufacturer. Enjoy the conversations that you're having with friends and family as you're pitching them your idea. Enjoy the process of making your dream boards and recording this podcast, like truly just slow down, take a breath and really, really, truly savor it. Savor every single moment, because there is no end. There's never going to be a end finale, a final point where I can finally let my guard down and just relax into it. And so how can we have more fun? Truly, like take a moment to really ask yourself, like, where am I taking myself too seriously? Like, it's so funny how we get so caught up in just the masculine just structure of like productivity and, I guess ambition is a big part of it. Ambition is not a dirty word. Ambition is amazing. It's not a bad thing to have ambition. Quite the opposite. It's incredible to have ambition. But where is that over? Is it leaning too far onto the other side where you're just stuck in this trap, like this hamster wheel of like, okay, I got to be productive. I got to do more. I got to do this better. I got to prove myself worthy of what I desire. And I guess that's always what it's about, right? It's always at the core about worthiness. And when we are in this like hyper productivity, like monster mode, our ego and our brain gets tricked into thinking like, okay, well, this means that now I'm worthy, right? Like if I work hard and I show up every single day and I prove myself and I get all these accomplishments and, I find ways to move forward as fast as I can, then I'll be worthy of all of these cool dreams that I desire, right? But the truth is that you are worthy right now as you are, fully, wholly, completely. There's no way that you can productivity your way into worthiness or prove yourself to who? Like, who are you trying to prove anything to, right? So why don't we switch the conversation into what can I do to be worthy of my desires into what can I do to have more fun with this? How can I infuse play and wonder and curiosity into the path of what I'm creating? How can I find ways to just enjoy every step of the way and allow myself to, move through the more boring tasks like website building or email marketing or, the parts of the process that are a little bit more overwhelming, a little bit more sticky, a little bit more practical, rational, not as creative. But how can I still, at the end of these moments, swing back into a meditation or put a song on or just fall back into the flow of life, into the magic, magnetic, juicy energy? Never let yourself fall too far off track from that excitement, It's like we're on this floating rock in the middle of space, in mysterious space that no one really knows the answer to. And here we are in our offices, glued to a computer, staring at a blue screen for 12 hours a day, asking ourselves how we can be more productive and how we can do more. And the reason that I'm bringing this up so much is because that's a huge wound for me. Like, I'm not preaching as if like I've figured it out and like you got to listen to me because I'm doing it right, because that's not true at all. I mean, like the reason I'm talking about it is because it's the biggest lesson that I have to learn. It's something that I struggle with constantly. I tie so much to my worthiness and my worth into how productive I can be. And so like take the last 2 weeks of my life, so the beginning of the month of August, my boyfriend was out traveling for work. He was in Hawaii. So I had the house to myself. I was in my studio locked away as a productivity monster. I was getting so much shit done and it was amazing. I was feeling great. It wasn't like a bad, like negative energy. It wasn't like I was like in a scarcity, like forcing energy. It was great. But after those 2 weeks kind of like came to a close, suddenly I had a lot of shit on my plate coming up. And so it went from 2 weeks of being fully in my office, in my zone, in my routines, with my food, in my bed, like all of that magic. And then it went to, oh my God, there's another hummingbird. The hummingbirds always visit me. It's so fucking cute. And then that went straight into traveling. I had to go to LA. I went to some shows. I went to my friend's party. I went to that music festival, and it was all fucking magical. It was so abundant, and so many downloads came through during that. So many relationships and connections and opportunities. Like, it was so fucking divine. Like, this weekend as well. It's been amazing. But part of that equation has been that I wasn't able to show up and be productive, quote unquote, as I usually am, or as I usually am able to when I'm just like at my office all day. And I caught myself feeling really fucking low for a big part of it, because I had this like antsiness of like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Like, everything's gonna fucking fall apart if I don't show up exactly the way I've been showing up, like, constantly. And shout out to therapy. I'm going to therapy for the first time the past like 3 months, and it's truly changed my life in so many amazing ways. And getting to talk to a therapist, which I highly recommend if you have the resources to. I think everyone should have a built-in therapist and thing in this world. I think we all should just come with a therapist. But she really helped me see that, like, it's okay to go through seasons. You know, I had those 2 weeks of just like go, like super productive. I had a lot of things I got done. So it's okay to lean back and allow myself to relax without guilt, without, fear that if I don't show up every single day, I'm going to drop the ball. You can't fuck this up. There's no way that you can fuck it up. It doesn't matter if you don't show up for a couple weeks. If you stop going to the gym for a little bit, the world isn't going to stop. It's not going to suddenly like set on fire because you didn't show up to Pilates. Like, it doesn't say anything about you or your abilities or your worthiness. All it means is that you needed a little season of a break. You needed some time to just rest, to maybe just do nothing, to go see friends, to connect with people. You don't have to rationalize it. It's like I catch myself like rationalizing of like, oh, well, I made connections, so that means it's like work, right? No, like, I just wanted to go into nature, go to my friend's party, go do these things, and so allow yourself to lean into all of the juiciness of life without shame, without guilt. Fully, deeply lean into it, or else you're kind of like in this half foot in, half foot out energy where you're not being super productive, but you're also not letting yourself enjoy it. And so I really want us to really, really just lean into how can we have more fucking fun? Like, truly. How can we make this feel more playful? What if this is just all a game? Like, what if we truly were able to look at life as one big, magical, beautiful video game? Yeah? That no matter what, we're going to win. A video game that has just abundance in all ways. It's like, but the game of life is that we get to self-actualize and we get to grow and we get to expand. It feels good to show up and to grow and to, do the things that we say we're going to do. It doesn't feel bad to honor your commitments, but in the same breath, when you aren't able to honor your commitments, don't let yourself fall into a shame spiral, because that's not helping anybody. What's the point? And so when we're talking about the idea of how it gets to be easy, I want to analyze that for a second, because I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to manifestation and reality creation, and how people are like, it gets to be easy, it gets to be breezy, flowy, like you're just going to wake up one day and put your hands out and $1 million are going to fall into your lap. That's not necessarily the case. It's yes, things happen in magic, like abundant miracles that literally cannot be explained, but it's not necessarily about it not taking work. It's about the work is meant to feel in alignment. And those are two key differences. Because when you're in alignment, no matter how much grit and effort and work you put into, it's like a rechargeable battery where you pour yourself into your work, you pour yourself into your creations, and then it pours back into you. And so you can be spending I've had 12-hour days where I'm just glued to my desk because I have so much to give and so much to create and so much creative energy that's just pouring out of me that I can't help but stop. There is a plane. I'm going to take a pause. 1 second. Let's talk about the word flow, right? Like, there's a concept of something called flow. You've probably heard about it, and that means that it's when humans are able to align themselves to an activity that they get lost in, when hours pass by like minutes, where you forget to eat, where you are immersed in it. And that means that it's taking effort. Flow doesn't happen in something that's mindless. It has to take the right amount of effort, but the right amount of skill, as in you are aligned to that activity, you naturally are able to do it, where your brain is fully activated and you are just lost in it. Your brainwave state completely alters and you are just flowing through that activity. But a part of that is that it needs to take a little bit of effort. It's not supposed to be mindless. Like if we were just sitting, take for example, you're just at a street corner holding up a sign. That's like the easiest job ever, right? Like you're not doing anything complicated. You're just holding up a sign. And somehow it still seems to be the absolute hardest thing to do because of the fact that it's so easy. We want to feel challenged. We want to feel like we're being stimulated and our brain is working. And so when it comes to going after our dreams, don't be scared of work. Effort and work aren't something to be scared of. It's part of what makes it so exciting and part of what makes it so magical. But it's about alignment. And so when it comes to thinking about what I need to do to be able to manifest my dreams, it's not that you have to work harder or put more effort or hustle and grind and struggle to get there. It's about finding your alignment, because when you find your alignment, everything begins to flow like water. And you're still swimming. You're still, doing laps, putting your one hand in front of the other, and you're swimming along the river. You're still putting effort. You're still taking action. You're still stepping one foot in front of the other, moving forward, but you're going downstream. Now, the other option is that you're having to struggle and swim upstream. And when you're going upstream, you are working so fucking hard and you're not actually getting anywhere. Like, you're not even making any progress because the current is going so hard, pushing you the opposite direction, that you are depleting all of your precious energy and you're not even getting anywhere. And I catch people doing that all the time when they're stuck in something that they're not in alignment with. And that has to do a lot about surrender and surrendering to the bigger picture and knowing that you're not supposed to know it all. You're not supposed to know exactly how it's all supposed to turn out. And so sometimes we get so obsessive and stuck onto our little ideas of how we think it's all going to play out, and then we attach ourselves to that idea, and then we don't see any other way out. And so we force and we move forward in that direction, just thinking that that's the right way, even though physically and energetically we are not in alignment with it. That's what leads to burnout. I read something a while ago about how Jim Quick, I think was the name, this amazing speaker and author, and he was talking about that concept about burnout, right? And how in America, and like all over the world, of course, like it's a global problem where so many people struggle with burnout, and we think about that having to do with working too many hours or putting too much effort and energy. And he talks about the fact that burnout only happens when you're not in alignment. Because when you are in alignment, there's not enough hours in the week for you to do the things that you want to do. When you're in alignment, you can't stop going. It's like, again, it's that rechargeable battery. It's that rechargeable battery that no matter how much you pour into it, it pours back into you. It nourishes you. It excites you. Challenges are opportunities to grow and to learn. Challenges aren't something to be afraid of. Like you're learning, you're growing, or you're winning, period. And it's magical when you're able to align yourself to a path like that. And so, of course, it's something that needs to be discovered. And that's what happens when you get onto the path of your dreams. Your path isn't supposed to be something that you just wake up one day and you just get it. You just suddenly are like, oh, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my path. This is how I'm going to do it. This is just, I'm aligned. This is my alignment. It's not how it works. It's a journey. It is a beautiful, magical, unfolding journey that will last for the rest of your life, but it can't begin until you step foot on that path. This reminds me a lot about my Path to Purpose workbook. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, please do, because it is such an incredible resource where that's what helps you tune yourself into your alignment. The word purpose can be such a loaded word, and I really want to reclaim that word, because purpose to me means that you are just in love with the act of creating your life. That's what purpose is to me. And your purpose is going to look different at every single stage of your life. And it's going to grow and evolve. One day my purpose is going to be being a mom. But right now my purpose is building this absolute dream of mine. My purpose right now is my podcast, is communication, it's collaboration, it's all of this. It's not like it's just a black and white, like, oh, I found it. That your purpose is a journey, but you got to be able to start taking action to discover it in order for it to come to you. And so, part of the Path to Purpose workbook really talks about just like finding things that you get lost in. What are things that you do that literally make you lose track of time? What are things that you do that, you feel you're most authentic and you're most expressed version of yourself that feels effortless. Like there's things in life, like I believe wholeheartedly with every fiber of my being that we all have one slice of life that we get to carve out for ourselves that is perfectly and completely designed for us. Not anybody else, but for us. And it's our job and duty in this world to go find it and carve it out and chip away at it day by day, moment by moment. It's out there for us. Your dreams are yours. You just gotta go get them. Your dreams are yours. You just gotta go get them. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Stop doubting. Stop worrying. Stop wondering if you're worthy of these dreams, because you are. Period. Just take my fucking word for it. And so, how much faster could we move if we stopped sitting in this doubt and paralysis and fear and worry? How much faster could we move if we just started taking action? If we just started sticking to our decisions? It's like, what you want to do. If you've been listening to my podcast for long enough, you know the things that you want to create. You know the things that you want to do. So what's getting in your way? Are there stories as to why you don't have the resources, you don't have the opportunities, you don't have the money, you don't have the platform, you don't have the fame, you don't have the recognition? What's your story? Because your story is just a story, and you get to rewrite that story every single moment and every single day of your life. You get to choose the new story of your life. And so what is it going to be? Truly, like, what's it going to be? What is the story of the you who's already living that dream reality? Take the dream that you have, take any of the dreams, the big ones, small ones, whatever it is, the version of you who is living in those dreams. What do they think about themselves? What do they believe in? How do they wake up every morning? How do they see themselves? How do they see their opportunities that are in front of them? How do they see the world and how it works? What are their traits? How is their confidence level? What are their fears? Like all of it. Like they're going to be different than the ones that you have right now. Because the fears that you have right now, I bet, are not going to be the fears that your future next level version of you has. And so get curious. Get curious and get to know your future self. Your higher self is sitting right here, right inside of you. Your higher self is not another planet, not another dimension or another person. Your higher self is you. Your future self isn't anything outside of you, but just a gap in time. And the art of this work is that we get to collapse time. We get to take where we are and where we want to go. And rather than thinking that it's like some linear thing that's going to take 5 years and effort and struggle in order to get there, we have the choice to tune into who that future version of ourselves is and collapse the time and bring it into our now reality. And when we're able to tap into the energetics, the mindset, the energy of our future self, we start acting from that future set point. And we start bringing in that reality into our now right now. It's what timeline jumping is. It's these crazy ideas and words that feel so out there and so woo-woo are actually pretty fucking grounded and pretty fucking practical, because we can practice it right now. What kind of perfume does your future self wear? How does she eat? Where does she go to the gym? It's not about, needing to spend $1 million right now because your future self spends $1 million. Like, no, that's crazy. You're not there yet. It's all about time. But what energy is your $1 million self spending her $1 million? And how can you spend $100 in that energy? It's all energetics. That's all it is. We are energy. We are 99.9 fucking energy in empty space. We are this energetic soup that looks like physical objects. And so when we talk about changing in the quantum, that means we're changing in the energy. We're not using these physical, heavy objects and moving them around to make change. We're changing through the energetics that we have access to at all fucking time. So yeah, that I think is where I'm going to leave you guys today on this episode. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today in the meadow. It's been so lovely. I love talking to you guys. It feels like my own personal therapy. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to leave a review or send to a friend who you think might enjoy it so we can grow this little meadow community even more. And again, if you have not downloaded my free Magnetic Morning Ritual or my Path to Purpose workbook specifically, that's actually the one I meant to talk about, my Path to Purpose workbook, please check it out. It's free. It's in the link in bio. I added like a little playlist that you can use to do your journaling prompts. I believe in it so deeply. I think it's like such a powerful exercise to really get clarity on what your most aligned path of purpose actually is. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Please feel free to message me on Instagram. I love to talk to you guys. I love hearing what you think about the show. I love all of it. I just love connecting to you guys. I feel like seeing the podcast grow right now has been just life changing and so special. Just so, so special. It makes my heart just soar. And so, yeah, I love you guys so much. I think that is it. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys next week. Mwah. Bye.